Hi, welcome. This is November 29th, 2016, and it's a new moon. So welcome. How are you feeling today? How are you doing? How has November been for you? Here today, where I am, it is a very earthy day. So I can look out the window. There is freezing rain. So if any of you are from a warmer climate, freezing rain is where it looks like it's raining until it hits the trees, the cars, the roads, and then it freezes. So it can create some of the most beautiful scenes, some of the most incredible visions on trees and on houses, but it can also be very, very challenging for driving. So I will be going out later, so please keep your thoughts with me and all those who are driving out today, wherever they are, if the weather conditions are a challenge. It feels like a very earthy day with me for that. So I wanted to have the wood in the background from that beautiful old antique piece of furniture I have. I have sort of a cozy cardigan on, makes me feel very woody. And it's a wacky energy. So some jewelry that I wanted to wear seems to have vanished in my home. Certain crystals, like my citrine here, little natural citrine, wanted to come out and play. So that's sitting here on my computer. I have some Nordic music in the background from Adrian von Ziegler. I don't know if you can hear it. And we're gonna play with two decks today. So the Earth Magic and the Soul Coaching. And I want to see what they come up with for us. It seems like it's been a long time since I've chatted with you. So thank you for joining me. And I hope that this reading brings you insight and clarity, helps you feel lighter, and helps with your next steps forward. Whether you have a chance to listen to the whole reading or not, know that you will get information quickly and that other signs and indications will come up over the next few days. All right. If anybody's looking at this and thinks I look a little different, I can see myself in the webcam and I have my hair tied back. So maybe I look a little different, but I have my dragonfly. So hopefully that reminds some people who I am. Let's have a look. So I would ask you to take a deep breath. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, as long as you're not driving, take a deep breath. Perhaps close your eyes, center yourself. What is your body feeling? What is the energy around you telling you? And what is it feeling? Allow the energy to flow from you and through you, knowing that in this space, at this time, you're protected, you're safe, and that the universe and your soul are supporting you. And as we look at cards, that is the intention of where we're coming from the highest good, from the best energy, from everything that can be useful to you. So if you ever receive messages, not perhaps on this reading, but in any guidance anywhere, and it really doesn't feel right, it really doesn't feel supportive or what you would consider to be a highest good, then I remind you to use some critical thinking. Perhaps ask somebody else a different opinion, or let it sit for a while before you act, and ask for other signs, other indicators on how you should step forward or what that information is bringing you. Okay? Just going to turn down the music. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it and I love it, but I want to make sure you can hear me. So, breathing, connecting with self, connecting with spirit. Let's look at our cards. As always, most of the time, I want to shuffle with you. So this is the Earth Magic deck, because I want you to be part of that energy. I want you to have that little quiet time. So, shuffling as I do. Breathing, thinking of the intention of the highest good for you, coming from your soul, your highest self, and helpers and guides that are there only for you. So, first card, second card coming from the Soul Coaching deck. Breathing as being a great way to relax some of the stress hormones that so many people feel. to bring them into their body, to allow the chakras to have good energy and a good connection amongst ourselves. So there we go, 2 cards. We'll pull more if we need to, but so far it's 2. So our first card for today on the new moon is the volcano card. So you might have seen my face, and that's the face that a lot of people show when they first turn over that card. Everybody kind of goes, ooh, oh, what's that? So here we are. I'm sorry I have the light of the window, trying to make sure that you can see it okay. Volcano volatility. So remember I said earlier that it felt like a really earthy day, a real natural day. So I feel this is part of it, but coming also from the power part. So if you think about a volcano, I don't happen to live somewhere where there is an active volcano, and I'm fine with that. But when I hear about volcanoes, when I've seen information about them, of course they're very natural. And they are possibly devastating, but also sometimes they are providing an opportunity to grow anew, to bring up new minerals, to bring up, wipe clean something, an area, so that it can grow different and new. So where does that represent this? Change can be very natural, even if it can feel extremely difficult. And we all know people going through a lot of stuff. I have friends who are going through very challenging times. I have friends who are going through glorious, wonderful times. And they're both very natural. What we can do is how we can improve on those times so that the society and the individual can receive the help that they need and the support that they need. In this context, as we look at the nature, we're looking at the lava coming up from beneath. So what is starting to shake up for you? What is starting to come up from the depths and say, I'm sorry, like it or not, you are going to pay attention. This could come in signs. For some people, they've missed or they have felt it really tough to pay attention to some of the signs. So perhaps the signs are getting more determined. Maybe they're starting to affect health. They're starting to affect well-being. And I don't mean that in a judgment sense, not at all. It's a journey. Some people are going to listen to the initial signs and are going to live and respect them. And other people, the journey is actually to take longer and to experience it in a different way. And perhaps it'll take a more profound direction, or perhaps that's just the path that they're on. And they have choice, but the universe also has ideas and plans, and their soul has ideas and plans. So it's a mesh of all these different things coming together. So what is coming up for you? What is speaking to you that perhaps you're pushing aside? Perhaps it's really tough. Perhaps it feels very difficult. And this may not mean a big, huge life change. It may just be being aware of something, being aware of an aspect of an impression, an understanding, something that you need to know about yourself or realize, recognize. There is also a very passionate part of this card. In the volcanic ash at the top, there's actually 2 faces, 2 images. I don't know if I can get it close enough to the camera without shaking. So right below the volatility, right in here, are faces, 2 faces. And they look to be in quite a passionate, powerful moment. So that always reminds me that this card isn't always negative. It can come from the place of deep passion, deep understanding. Let's look at our second card, because I think there's a tie-in here that feels important right now. Beautiful. So the second card is the compassion card. And you'll see on the picture that there are 2 hands making a heart in that beautiful purple, rich purple, sort of royal purple coloring. The affirmation on this card, some of my cards have affirmations, is the vibration of compassion shines through my every cell. So I've heard some information where they talk about compassion as being one of the most powerful expressions and emotions for human beings, that we have that capacity for compassion. So here, as these things come up from the deep, as they are asking for attention, as they are giving you signs, remember to be compassionate with yourself. Remember to give yourself understanding. Give yourself some love, self-healing, self-comprehension. Perhaps you are not feeling able to respect those signs at the moment, or even to hear them and notice them. And that can be okay. So by being compassionate with yourself, you help to take some of the stress off. You help to take that load off of your shoulders that might be sitting there feeling heavy, saying you should. Who says you should? The universe is giving you ideas, it's giving you guidance, it's giving you options. But by being compassionate with yourself, you're also going to be more able to be compassionate with somebody else, and that gives them a great gift while it gives you that gift. So as the intensity of nature and our natural lives and all the experiences that are coming up from the deep, but also experiences that are coming into your life, as they happen, remember to give yourself that hug, that love, to allow that compassion to self. Get rid of the I shoulds and step into I could do this, or I am getting information about this. Let me see. Let me take one step forward. It could be a tiny step. That's okay. Anything, just little by little. It's a natural journey, and I think sometimes as humans, it's making me think about when you see the documentaries on animal life. It's something I enjoy watching. I have ever since I was a kid. And we forget, I think, as humans, that sometimes the natural world can seem dramatically cruel. And yet, on its own level, the cruelty is not really felt or expressed, because it's part of the cycle, it's part of the journey. And that there are moments, everybody's in the moment. And we as humans tend to be in the past and the future and not really in the moment. So as these signs and signals start coming up from the deep, remember that they may also just be to say, hold on, come into your body, come into that moment. As I've been talking and looking at this volcano card, I have this idea of the chakras, the lower chakras, or the base chakra, second, third. So they tend to be in the orange and yellow colors and red. And that's really what this card represents. The compassion card doesn't have those same colors, but they do have that love feeling. And we tend to, many places, associate red with love. So there's something in those lower chakras that are asking for your attention. It's the survival, it's the fire, it's the passion that's coming up, but from a very deep, very raw, very natural way. So what are you intellectualizing too much? What are you putting into emotions too much? Perhaps there's a little raw energy that wants to come up, and that is playing with you. So this reading feels as though while we have that natural aspect, that those deep signs and information coming up, the remembering to be compassionate, it also feels as though it's a time of a lot of information. So you may see signs and signals on all different stuff, but remember that on the most basic, it's reminding you that you're supported and that you are trying to be taken care of by the universe and by your soul. It doesn't always come the way we expect, because the natural earth world has a different methodology to what we would sometimes think of as a spiritual journey. But they can tie in together, and they can be amazing. So on this new moon day, I advise you to take care of yourself. Keep yourself warm, give yourself love, allow others to give you love, show compassion to others. And remember that passion can be a great thing, and it can be very deep and very powerful. This is Sheila Bicknell, BlueWater Oracle. I am wishing you a glorious day on this new moon Tuesday. All the best, and I hope to read your comments, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.